Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, good people. Welcome back to our channel. A lot of things are happening amid this PDP crisis. And the one that happened some few minutes ago was the issue of suspension of Senator Adolphus Wabara, who is the BOT chairman, and the suspension is coming via the ABIA State PDP. And they say they accuse Wabara of anti-party activities and failure to apologize despite being given the opportunity to do so. That he is involved in anti-party activity. And because on that grounds, they decided to suspend him. But then let's look at what the National Working Committee have come up with, to put all of these unnecessary hitches in PDP under check. Now, according to the news, the National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has described the purported suspension of the Board of Trustees Chairman Adolphus Wabara as null and void. It has been reported that the party's ABIA State chapter suspended and barred Wabara from holding any party's office. The decision was reached after a State Executive Council (SEC) meeting presided over by the chairman, Amma Abraham. The ABIA State PDP accused Wabara of anti-party activity and failure to apologize despite being given the opportunity to do so. It noted that Wabara's activity are unbecoming of a former Senate president and chairman of the party's BOT. The motion for Wabara's suspension was moved by the treasurer of the party in the state, Chief Chizuru Kanu, and seconded by the organizing secretary, Prince Obinna Oke. PDP, in a statement through its national publicity secretary, Honorable Debo Olugbonaba, said no state working committee has the power to suspend or take any disciplinary action against a member of the National Executive Committee (NEC) of the party without due recourse to the National Working Committee as provided under Section 57, subsection 7 of the Constitution of the PDP as amended in 2017. The PDP condemned the purported suspension of Senator Wabara as reckless, unconstitutional, and cautioned those behind the act to retrace their step, as the National Working Committee will not hesitate to take appropriate disciplinary action to preserve the stability of our party and the sanctity of its constitution. According to the statement, it says that the attention of the National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has been drawn to the purported suspension of the chairman of the Board of Trustees of our great party, distinguished Senator Adolphus Wabara, from the party. The National Working Committee categorically dismissed the purported suspension as null and void and of no effect whatsoever, not being consistent with the provision of the Constitution of the PDP as amended in 2017 and laid down rule of our great party. Section 57, subsection 7 is unambiguous in providing that, notwithstanding any other provision relating to discipline, no executive committee at any level except the National Executive Committee shall entertain any question of discipline as may relate or concern a member of the National Executive Committee, deputy governor, or member of the National Assembly. The explicit import of Section 57, subsection 7 is that the ABIA State chapter has no powers whatsoever to take any disciplinary action against the chairman of the Board of Trustees, Senator Adolphus Wabara, being a member of the National Executive Committee of the party. The National Working Committee call on all leaders, critical stakeholders, members, and supporters of our party in ABIA State, the Southeast Zone, and indeed across the country to disregard the purported suspension. This is serious. Who is behind it? We do not know. But they say, according to them, they are of the opinion that he was involved in anti-party activity, and because of that, they had to take that drastic action against him. And my colleague in the house, we just want to talk about this because, it's getting really unbelievable considering what has been going on in, the party fairly recently, accusing him of anti-party activity and failure. I don't know how true that is, but I think the ideal thing was for them to write, to the National Working Committee, informing them of such an activity, and let's see what will happen. But let's be clear about this issue of, the anti-party activity. According to the ABIA State Executive Council, they objected to the declaration by Wabara, in which that, according to them, they say he endorsed the state governor of ABIA State, Alex Oti, of the Labour Party, for a second term. And they further submitted that the action has brought disrepute to the PDP. And for him doing that, they even had to invoke provision of Article 57, subsection 1E and F of the party's constitution. And on that grounds, they said that he is to be removed from the office as chairman of the party and all of that. But then, my colleagues in the House, what's your standpoint on all of these? Do you think that the fight is not going to end anytime soon, considering the fact that as they're trying to stabilize the party, more things are just coming up?
Well, for the whole world to see, you can see now that it has gone beyond peacemaking. While NEC is trying to, NEC is trying to meet, NWC is supposed to meet come March, and the president of Ikenga has said, come what may, no matter they were shopping. According to Ikenga, they said they were shopping for ex parte order and the rest to shift this whole meeting. And now they are trying to suspend Wabara. Just some months ago, it was still the same. Suspending Wabara. Sorry, just some months ago too, it was a case of some persons gathering up and insisting that Wabara and all the BOT members are illegal. That they have overstayed that, for that reason, they're illegal from October 10th, when their stuff inspired. They should not, so many funny things. Look, I don't know, but if you ask me personally, I would just say, we all know the root cause of this. We all know that this whole thing is, being propagated by some same persons who believe that they should call DSS. Really, it's really funny. Call DSS to your governors. And, why are we beating around the bush? We all know when you remove the problem, everything will just settle. I wonder why it's so difficult for them. Now, with all of this, tomorrow they will say Wabara is not a BOT chairman. He has been suspended from the world level. We'll say one day we'll hear the likes of Yension trying to explain to the world to hear how politics is being run. At least you must be represented at the world level. If your ward does not want you, you're no longer a member of the party. That's what you begin to hear.
But according to
NWC,
if you are the Office of Publicity Secretary, he says that the provision of the Constitution has provided PDP has provided a kind of protection, immunity for the National Executive Council members. They cannot be suspended. Every form of complaint or petition must be directed to the National Working Committee, which they did not abide by.
Does it mean that obvious fact the way PDP is just running like a Dugbe market in Ibadan? Or if you go to your state, there's a market called Dugbe. It's so large, it's almost without order. Where everybody, some people are going left, some people are going right. If they don't bring this, just like Ikenga said, I don't think they will be a very powerful position. But be that as it may, let's look at call the spade a spade. Look at the issue headlong and treat it like what Ikenga said. No matter what happens, March should be sacrosanct, and all of this nonsense must stop. Or else, one day, one small boy from the world level will come and suspend all of them, all the big boys, suspend all of them, so they don't have any PDP members again. And this must stop now, really.
All right, that's all.